The items in Mario Kart is what makes the game so fun. You never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes it's exactly what you need, and other times it ruins your race. So today, I'll be ranking the items in Mario Kart Wii based on how good they are. So let's get into it. Alright, what is good, everybody? Like I said in the intro, this is gonna be Mario Kart Wii item tier list, obviously based on how good they are, but also kind of based on how good they are in comparison to some of the other items you can pull in the same position. You'll kind of see what I mean when we jump into things, but here we have all the Mario Kart Wii items, and I guess we'll just start at the top with the golden mushroom, which we'll put in the B tier. So originally I recorded this, but I kind of didn't like the way the audio turned out, so I'm just going to re-record it and label it as a 2,000 subscriber special. So thank you all for subscribing. I know the shorts have brought a lot of people to the channel. But we're going to put the golden mushroom in B tier. Now the golden mushroom you can pull in, let's see, I think it's 7th, or no, it's like 5th, 6th, it's 6th. Oh god, alright, it doesn't have the numbers here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You pull the golden from 6th to 12th. Now the golden's very good. You can spam it, you can take very big shortcuts. Tracks like DDR, it's probably like the best item you can pull lap 1. Any track with the big shortcut like Gorge, Grumble Volcano, Delfino Square, it's pretty decent. But the thing about the golden mushroom, and this is true even in 8DX, I know people have talked about it before, is that you cannot chain the mushroom. So you have to actually wait like 7.5 seconds in this game, I'm pretty sure is the exact time, for the golden to run out. And sometimes, when you're in the back, see how the percentages are pretty high here. Excuse me, over here. It's like 30%, 35%. A lot of the times when you're in the back, you would much rather have a star for the chance of dodging a shock. When you pull a golden, you can't burn it. Or you have to wait at an item set if you do burn it. Or you kind of just have to go, get your golden and be like, okay, these are the cards that the game dealt me. I just have to get as far up to the front as possible with this golden usage. So that's why it's only landing in the B tier. Because you're kind of restricted of what you can do. Sometimes it's very good for getting you up there, like pulling one last set and just spamming it to try to get as far up as you can. It's obviously like a good item, but it does have its downsides, and a lot of the time you'd rather just get a star. So that's why we're going to put the golden mushroom in the B tier. I don't know why the order of these items is what it is, but we'll just keep it going with the fib. I think we'll just put the fib in D tier because it's just a kind of a filler item, you know? Not a filler item, but it's just one of the items, you know, like a fib, banana, single green, single red. All these items are going to be more near the bottom because you just can do less with them. I think you can pull a fib in like 1 through 4. Yeah, 1 through 4. And the thing that's actually pretty bad with the fib is that you have a 20% chance to pull it, 20% chance to pull it in first, and in second place you have a 25% chance to pull a red. Actually, what's the math on that? I gotta do the math on that. It's 1 out of 5 times 1 out of 4, right? So you have a 5% chance of just losing. Sometimes if somebody pulls a red behind you and you pull a fib in first, it's kind of annoying. I don't know, the fib's a really good trapping item in first. It's like better than the banana. A lot of the time it just takes up more space. It's better at blocking BC3 cut and BCV glitch. But I think everyone in first would much rather have something just in case that there's a stray red shell that comes up and hits them. So it's honestly probably the worst item to pull in first. It's definitely worse than triple manas. It's definitely worse than, I don't know. It's probably the worst because you would much rather have some type of protection. But it's going to go in D tier regardless. It is like a fat ass block that takes up a lot of space. So it's pretty easy to hit people with sometimes, but a lot of the time in first, you'd just much rather have a banana, and like I said, it's not going to be able to compare to any of these stuff up here. Speaking of not being able to compare, we're going to put the shock in the S tier. Should come to no one's surprise. The shock is going to make it to the S. People base their whole race around getting the shock. They'll bag at 30 seconds to try to snag it. It's definitely the most powerful item. It gives you the most control over a race. People, like the whole meta of emojis, especially, and well, I guess wars too, it revolves around the shock, like keeping track of the shock timer, trying to get a dodge when you're in the back of the pack. When you have the shock, you have to you're looking to see, are other people in dodges, like where's my teammate at, is he in the cannon, does my teammate potentially have a dodge, or is he shrooming, so I know there's no way that he could potentially have a dodge. Like, should I shock early before one of these sets so I can pick up a ground star and then chain on like something like Luigi's Circuit or Mario Circuit 3? There's a lot of thought that goes into the shock, and pretty much everyone's race revolves around it quite heavily, unless you're like very broken in the front of the pack. I don't really even need to explain anything really else about the shock because it's that powerful, It's like the one item you can get in a bottom spot that doesn't actually speed you up at all. It just slows everyone else down. So 7.5 in 11th and 20% in 12th. Getting a shock at like any point of your race is good. Even if you're in the back, like getting the shock at like 30, pretty close to the pack, and then being able to carry it up is good. Getting shock when you're in the very back, like, and you're just broken away, maybe you fell off or something, and just being able to spam it to catch up is good. Like, it's always going to be a very powerful item. That's why it's making its way into S tier. Next, we have triple greens and triple reds, which I guess I'll just do them at the same time since they're right next to each other, and I'm just going to plop them there in C tier. So triple greens, let's see, is it over here? Yeah. Triple greens you can get through 2nd to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. And triple reds you can get from 3rd to 8th. And both these items are like pretty decent. You're not going to be too unhappy to pull these in a mid-pack spot because they do give you protection, and it gives you an offensive weapon to hit people with, and you can pull them out and have them revolve around you while you chain for a different box. So they're honestly like pretty good defensively. You scare other people away when you have these items out because they don't want to get hit, obviously. And then you can, like I said, you can chain for a better item, which you're probably going to be wanting to pull triple shrooms or a mega in one of these mid-pack spots. But they do something for you pretty much at all times, giving you that defensive and offensive pressure. Now, the reason I put triple greens like a spot above triple reds is because pulling triple greens in 2nd is very good. Like, aside from pulling a single shroom, like triple greens in 2nd can be the best item possible, and like being able to just drive tight sometimes and drive through versus back spam is very good, and having 3 green shells to back at the rest of the pack, and you can just like back spam at them and break away in top 2 is very good. As compared to what triple reds' percentages are, I mean, pulling triple reds in 8th, right? Yeah, that's 8th. I'm pretty sure 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, you never want to be pulling triple reds in 8th. It's like a slap in the face. 8th place is like that cursed spot where you really want to get shrooms or a star, and then you might just pull like triple reds or a pow block or a blooper or something. Triple reds are good like for hitting people. They're better obviously, but and it doesn't really matter like in the end, because you're not really gonna, like, you can only get like one person hit with triple red. I mean, obviously there's more situations where you could end up hitting like 3 people with your triple reds, but a lot of the times you're only going to be able to hit one person, and you could probably do the same thing with triple greens if you just spammed all 3 of them at that one person. So that's why I'm putting triple greens above, because it has just this 5% chance in 2nd, which is a pretty good item to pull. Moving on to the single banana, which we already kind of talked about. Same thing with the fib. You can pull a banana in 1 through 4. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact thing. Wow, yeah, pulling a single banana in 4th, that sucks. You can pull it in 1 through 4. It's a banana. It hits people. You can trap corners. It's better than the fib because you can block the red shell. Yeah, that's about it. I think like the only difference the banana has on the fibs that it's a little bit smaller. and like you can hide it in the garden's flower patches. Where else can you hide it? There's like not a lot of others. Maybe like the Rainbow Road on the Troy spots and the rings. It's like harder to see on some boost pads, I guess. I don't know. There's not much of a difference between these two items other than the size and the color thing. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's just a banana, and you're not gonna be able to really do anything with it in like third or fourth, but you can trap in the top two. So whatever. Banana's going in D tier, boring ass item. Who cares? Bob-omb will also make its way to C tier. Like the bomb has very similar item percentages as the triple shells. You get it in the mid pack from 3rd, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. And when you get hit by a back bomb or bomb snipe, it feels like the most cheap thing ever, like the most broken thing in the game. Honestly, the bomb doesn't really do a whole lot for you. Like, yeah, you might be able to back bomb 1 or 2 people and break away from them, which can be decent, you know, but it's not really saving your ace. Chances are if you throw a bomb up to bomb snipe somebody, you're only hitting like 1 person. So you can hit 1 person out, but I don't know. It gives you, you know, a defensive thing too, because you can trail the bomb if anyone has reds behind you. But I think the shells are better just because you have more defense and because they're revolving around you as compared to a bomb where it's just you trailing it. So you don't have that defense. I don't know, it's like whatever. When you get a bomb, you pretty much just like back it instantly on somebody and screw their race over, and then you just keep driving like nothing even happened. It's kind of a dumb item, to be honest, because it's so like busted. The fact that you can hit people like very effortlessly and not with any skill, but like it doesn't even benefit you that much, you know? So we're gonna keep it in C tier. And you never really want a bomb or triple shells like I was mentioning earlier. You never really want that in this mid pack. You'd much rather have a mega or triple shrooms like every time. Like there's no reason you really want a bomb unless you have like 3 people on your ass and you know they're gonna shroom up and you can back bomb them. But even then, you'd rather have triple shrooms because then you can just shroom at the same time, you know? So we're gonna keep bomb in C tier. Move on to the bill. We'll put bill in A tier. So the bill, similarly to the shock, is pretty much always gonna be good, no matter when you pull it. Pull it, the bullet. Bullet, the pull it, the bullet. You can get it in 9th through 12th, which I guess that's more useful because if you pull it in like 9th or 10th, you can smuggle it up easier. It's definitely like the best item to actually smuggle into a top spot because once you get it into like 7th or 6th, it's gonna take you to like the very front of the pack, and you'll have that super long extension if you're, you know, spaced out correctly, where you get a lot of time in the bill and you might be able to actually dodge the shock. That's also why it's very good, is you can dodge the shock. Obviously, makes you go super fast, super far up. But the reason I'm only putting it in A tier is because a lot of the times, this is kind of a spoiler, but a lot of the time you'd rather just get a star, like, to be honest. Because being able to chain your star for another item is so much better. Like, that benefit you get is a lot of the time is so much better than the bill's benefit of carrying you up farther. And the thing about the bill is that if the pack is close, it might not even carry you up that far because you might pass 5 people or 6 people or whatever it is too quickly. Then the bill drops you on like a dumbass turn, and you barely spend any time in the bill, and everyone else is getting items behind you. And they're just gonna stream up anyway or whatever. Sometimes the bill doesn't really work the way it's supposed to. The thing about the bill compared to the star on a track like Grumble Volcano, you'd always rather have star. Mushroom Gorge, even though the bill has that really good extension, sometimes getting a star is better. You just chain it on left path, lap 2, and pull shrooms. You dodge and take gap. That's better than dodging and bill doing the bill strat. Delfino Square, star is always better. Gardens, star is better. Let's see. DDR, star is better. BC Wii. I mean, BC Wii, you can take Star Cut. BC3, you can take Star Cut if it's blocked and chain your item. Any of the circuit tracks, like Mario Circuit, MC3, Raceway, LC, star is better. The thing is, star is always better, and you have a higher percent chance to pull it. There's 3 stars that can be in play, and there can only be 1 bill, so that's why it's only making it to A tier, because it kind of just gets outclassed a lot of the time by something that's easier to pull. You have like way more options with the star than you do with the bill, so that's why it's only going into the A tier. Now, green shell, another boring ass item. I think we'll just put it in D tier again, next to the banana. Is it better than the banana? I know it doesn't really matter that much, but I'm kind of curious to think about this. Is the single green better than a banana? You pull green in 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like the same. It's like literally the same, you know? Because if someone's close to you, backing a green and backing a banana is kind of the same thing. The green you have to time if you want to trap corners, compared to the banana where you can just block stuff. Banana might be better then. I mean, the green's harder to react to, because you have, you know, see this moving, so if you actually back it on the corner correctly and time it correctly, it can be better. It is better then. And you can do like niche stuff off the walls to catch people off guard. Because banana, I mean, you just go wide and you can avoid it. Roomba with the green, that's kind of a hard carry right there. And you can trick snipe with the green, but that's not necessarily even good. No, I think all of that stuff combined is gonna move the green above the banana. Because even though you can, and the fib, well, obviously we know why the fib is worse. But the banana is like, yeah, you can trap corners and landings and stuff, but it's still like a pretty small hitbox, and you can avoid it just by going wide, you know? And, oh, I forgot, the banana doesn't even, like, spin you out. Like, you don't even lose that much time from hitting banana compared to the green shell or fib. I completely forgot about that, actually. Green, like, makes you actually come to a complete stop, so we'll put the green above the banana. And then we'll move on to a Mega Mush. We'll put the Mega Mush also in A tier. Now, I thought about this for a while when I was making this tier list of whether I'd put the Mega in like B tier or something, or maybe even S. But I settled on A primarily because, my gosh, my throat. Where is Mr. Mega at? Here he is. You can get the Mega from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's pretty much going to be your best item in these spots or triple shrooms. But like getting a Mega has no downsides. You can like take shortcuts with it. You can chain it and be invulnerable the whole time. You can dodge the shock. Sometimes spamming a Mega in this mid pack like literally wins you the race, because you spam a Mega and then you dodge. Or you get shocked into boxes and you spam the Mega and you grow back. Like that's a race-winning item right here. That's why like triple greens and bomb isn't gonna make it into the higher tiers, because they're not race-winning items. A Mega is a race-winning item, and you can just randomly spam one in a mid-pack spot, and win. And like I said, the benefits of it, even though like sometimes it's kind of useless, like where you just use it expecting to, trying to dodge, and you don't dodge, and the Mega doesn't even speed you up like that, so you don't actually even gain that much time. But it just has no downsides, because when you do dodge, you're probably going to be in one of these mid-pack spots, probably going to get a good spot afterwards. You chain your item, and it can never be a TC, unless you dodge and then pull the TC, but that would be super specific timing. So you're able to chain your item in a mid-pack, hopefully get like triple shrooms or something useful, mushroom, literally anything to like hit other people out. And you can also just take the off-road shortcuts with it as well. You can take the big dirt cuts on the circuit tracks. You can take Delfino Square, I guess the single cut. What else can you take with this? I guess it's not the best item for shortcuts, but you still can do the shortcuts, so you can gain time. So it's either like you gain time through the shortcut, or you might dodge shock, and you're chaining your item at the same time. Like, it just gives you a lot of benefits, and you're invincible the whole time. It just gives you like way too many benefits, and can be a race-winning item a lot of the time if you get lucky enough to pull one. So that's why I'm putting it in A tier, next to the Billiam. And like the thing is, you can pull one in 4th through 8th. Like you can get one in 4, 5, 6. The thing with the bill is you have to be in the bottom spot, or in the bottom of the pack to pull one. With this dude, it's like if you pull one in 5th, like, and just spam it, I don't know, like, that's so good. It's so good. So that's why it's making its way up into A tier. I'll put it above the bill as well. Because it's such a good item to get in like a pretty high up spot, like 4th or 5th. Next up, we have the single mushroom. I don't know if I'm going to put it above or below the golden, but I'm going to slap it into B tier for now. Because where's Mr. Mushy at? Mushy. Mushroom, 12th through... I mean, you can pull a mushroom in any spot, technically. But the mushroom is a good item. We've talked about this before, with the golden and some of the other items, like being able to take shortcuts is the name of the game on a lot of these tracks. Mushroom Gorge, Grumble, BC3, fucking even like BC Wii if you're on Funky and you want to do glitch, sometimes having a shroom for backup is good. Like if you pull a shroom in 2nd or 3rd on LC or MC3, you can just take a big cut at the beginning, maybe try to run. Delfino Square, pulling a single shroom in like 2nd or 3rd is so good. What else do we got? Stadium, at the very start, if you pull a shroom in 2nd or 3rd or 4th on those first item sets and you just drive clean and then you're able to take cut and hopefully run. Yeah, a lot of the time, like, the shroom is just so good. There's too many tracks where the shroom can win you a race by pulling it either lap 2 or 3 or something. Like Grumble at the end, pulling a single shroom in one of these spots is what you want. The thing about the shroom as well is that even if you're on a track where it's not as beneficial, let's say something like Moonview, like, you're still able to just burn the shroom and get a little bit of time and break away from the chaos that's behind you. Because most of the time, you know, you're probably going to be pulling it here. And you can just chain your shroom and you get a little bit of distance and then you can get a different box out of it. And it's very, you know, obvious and simple, but that little bit of time gain, you know, being able to break away from people, from the crap going on behind you, even if you can't take a shortcut, it's still really useful. It doesn't have any downsides. The only downside it has is that you might get redded. But even then, like I said, you can just shroom away, and depending on the track, you can shroom away on a corner, or maybe slam into the wall on a straightaway, or just shroom quickly into the next box and then pull out whatever item you get there. That's like the only downside is being able to get redded when you pull a mushroom, because reds are pretty common here. But I think the upside of being able to just carry your race on something like Grumble or BC3 or Gorge or DSDS or Gardens or RMC, something like all these tracks, pulling single shrooms in these pretty high up spots is so good. And anywhere else, it pretty much has no downsides, because you're, like I said, you just shroom, get a little time, get the next box, and the only downside is really getting redded. So that's why I'm putting it in the B tier next to the golden. You know what? I think I will just put the golden above it, because I think there's more. I think pulling at the very end of the race, like, you need a race winning item. Pulling a shroom in a top spot is decent, but pulling a golden in the mid spot can be like pretty good. And anything you can do with the shroom, the golden can do better as far as shortcuts. But you don't, and like chaining single shrooms in the mid pack and top pack, you're not even gonna get like that good of an item unless you pull a mega or triple shrooms. So it doesn't really matter that the golden can't chain. You kind of get what I'm saying. So I'm gonna put the golden above it, and then we're gonna move on to the POW block. We'll put the POW block in the D tier because the POW block's a weird one. So the POW block, where can you get POW? I think it's like 5th through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. POW block's a weird one. It doesn't really do anything for you a lot of the times. You can maybe target POW 1 or 2 people. It's kind of useful because you get the items out of people. So, you know, you can just drive tight a lot of the times afterwards when you POW. Or you can drive pretty safely knowing no one's going to backspam the crap out of you. But you're not You're not really doing anything with this. The only time... Oh, this is not... Where is that? That's blooper. Oh, it's the exact same thing. What do you know? Yeah, the only time the POW block's like a good item is literally on DK Summit on the cut part and DK Mountain on the cut part and maybe like BC3 on the cut as well. Can be pretty good. But like, I mean, it can mess a couple people up. Like, bro, every other time you're pulling a POW, it's like not useful. Because you... A lot of the times, like, you're pulling a POW in 8th or 9th. If you pull a POW in 8th or 9th, you want to, like, jump off a bridge. Because you're pretty much always wanting shrooms or a star here. And then in the mid-pack, you're literally just spamming it and getting a different item. It just does nothing a lot of the times. It's not useful enough. And you'd rather have any other item a lot of the time as well. In Wars, it's really good. But in Mogies and Worldwides or whatever the fuck you're doing, it's not very useful. So I don't know if I'm going to put it below all these guys, though. Like, okay, worse than all of them? Would you rather have a single green in like 8th? Like, no, you probably wouldn't. Or like a fib in like 6th place. Like not, I guess it's better, right? It's like better. It has to be better. You know, you get the items out of people in front of you. You can target POW people. Compared to it, like imagine pulling a single Nana in like 5th. Like, the POW is still like not doing much for you, you know? It's really not. But I'll put it above these guys out of principle. Just because, I mean, it has to be better, right? It has to be. But regardless, we'll move on to the red shell. Oops. I think I'll put the single red above the single green, opposite of the triples. Because pulling a red in 2nd or 3rd is not very good, but like, if you can red the person in front of you out in 2nd or 3rd, that's pretty much always a good thing. Like redding first out and getting into first. I mean, it can be good. Obviously, you can get blued afterwards, but sometimes you just throw the red just to get rid of their trail, right? So you don't have to worry about traps and shit. That's why the red's pretty good in 2nd. And then redding 2nd out from 3rd is always good, because then you don't have to deal with as much back spam, and you don't have to deal with pulling a TC. So going from 3rd to 2nd is always going to be good. And then any other spot, I mean, damn, bro, you can pull a single red unless it's 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No way, this is 8th. Is this 8th? You can put a single red in 8th? Oh my god, that's disgusting. I didn't even remember that. Yeah, that sucks, man. Like, over here, like, this is just... You don't want single red. Like, you can red people in front of you, because sometimes, like, they'll have single shrooms or bomb, whatever, blue. They pull blooper. So you can hit people with red in these mid-pack spots, but, I mean, who cares? It's one spot. It's like, whatever. Like I said, you'd rather have a mega all the time. So, it's definitely better than the green, for sure, in 2-3. It's not a bad item in 2 or 3, for sure. So, we'll put it above these guys. Could I put it up to C tier based on that? Based on the fact that it's pretty decent in 2nd or 3rd? I like low-key want to move it up. I like low-key want to move it up to C tier. I didn't even really think about this. Damn, bro, I'm kind of tempted. Because... Oh, wait. I mean, I guess... So the reason I was contemplating is because... Like, pulling it here is pretty good. Like, being able to get rid of first trail... or second's trail, or redding 2nd out. That's, like, pretty good, dude. But pulling one here is so fucking bad. Like, it's so bad. But even then, like, you can just hit someone. I don't know, dude. I'll just... doesn't really matter. Every other spot? I guess because you can pull triple reds. And you can triple greens. I'll just keep it in C. I'll keep it here. I'll keep it D tier. I'll keep it D tier. Then we're going to put the blue shell also in D tier. Blue is kind of the same as the POW. It's like not doing anything for you. When you think about it, the blue, the amount of people you can hit with the blue is 1 most of the time. So 4th through 9th, if you blue someone and you beat them, like, good job. You beat 1 person off this item. If you pull a blue, like you pull a blue in 9th, you can pull a golden or a triple shrooms or a star in 9th and end up beating like 3 or 4 people, like as compared to pulling a blue. If you pull a blue like on a track like Grumble or Gorge, when you want shrooms, it's literally the worst item in the game. It pretty much, I mean, does do nothing for you. It literally does nothing. Blue's 1 person. It's pretty bad. Like, you never want a blue. It's definitely a necessary item, but it's kind of annoying too when Mogi, if you don't know if your partner's in first, like, you know he's up there, but you don't know if he's actually in first, and you just end up holding blue for like 3 sets in a row. But yeah, blue's going in D tier. Fuck this item. And then we're gonna move on to the star. Oh yeah, we're putting star all the way in S above the shock. I already kind of talked about it a little bit before with the bill. Star is super good because, for one, you can pull one in like 8th. You have a decent chance of pulling a star in 8th, which is insane. You pull one at any other spot below it, and there's going to be 3 in play, so it's relatively common to be able to pull a star. It's not that hard. Number 2, you can take any of the shortcuts with it. So you can take double with it. You can even take rock or like BC3 cut or glitch. I mean, those are a lot harder, but you can take any of the dirt cuts with it. Take gardens. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can take all these shortcuts. You can take ultra with it, BC or DDR ultra, or you can just chain it for a set, take a dirt cut. You can take all these shortcuts with it, and number 3, you can use your star and chain for another item, as well as taking these shortcuts, or just, you know, driving normally. So that way you have like a pretty decent speed boost, and you have the off-road, so you can take a shortcut or whatever, and then you can get your next item at the same time and smuggle it up into a higher spot. And number 4, finally, obviously, you are invincible to everything. So you're invincible to the shock, which is the biggest factor. Being able to dodge is obviously gonna, we already talked about it before, it's gonna win you the race. But you're also invincible to a lot of other shit. Like, if you're on a crowded race, like on RBC, for instance, if it's crowded at that bridge section after the stairs, and, you know, you have people in megas, you have people with bombs going off, you have people with greens, there's some nanas tight or whatever, being able to just star through that, if you chain star at the stair set, get a golden, just golden up in your star, like, it's pretty good, because you're invincible the whole time. You don't have to worry about all the other crap that's happening around you. It's kind of underrated, I feel like. Not only being invincible to the shock, but everything else. But yeah, being able to dodge, and like, it is just so much upside to it, you know, being able to dodge, shortcuts, chaining, and you can pull one very easily, and you can still pull one in like 8th or 9th, dude. It's just a race winning item. Like, you can be out of the race the entire time, be in like these bottom spots, and just chain like 3 or 4 stars in a row, and then eventually shot comes, and then you get a decent spot. Like, it's so busted in that way. Or you just get a star at the beginning, you just hold it for a while, you dodge like the obvious lap 2 end to lap 2 shock, or beginning lap 3 shock, you know? And then you just win. Yeah, it's super busted and super easy to pull. There's like no downsides. There's only a couple situations, but you'd rather have shrooms probably. Like MG gap, and then Grumble before rock. But even then, like, you'd have to be pretty far back in order to rather have shrooms on Grumble before rock. Because sometimes you can just go around in your star, or you can just YOLO it and try to take star rock if you're feeling like that boy. But yeah, star is busted, super easy to pull, and it's busted. So that's why it's going in the S tier above the shock. Because when you think about it, the shock gives you a lot of control over the race. Like, you're the one with the shock. You know when you're going to use it. You're going to try to TS people or get people after set or whatever, and then you chain, get a decent item, try to shroom up. But the thing is, like, people are going to dodge this. So you're not actually going to get first a lot of the time. You're not actually going to get, like, sometimes you don't even get a top spot, bro. Like, your shock is bad. But dodging is always good. Dodging, if you're close enough to the pack, like, dodging is always going to be, like, very good. and you're gonna gain more spots than just shocking in the very back, compared to dodging in a star and chaining triple shrooms or something. So I'm putting it above the shock. Now, TC F tier. Obviously, TC's dog shit. Terrible item. Where is it at? You get one in third, bro. The fact that you can get one in third is such an insult. It's disgusting. You can put one in so many spots. 7.5 in 4th, 5th, 6th. Do not chain your items here. Maybe pull a TC and you want to kill yourself. Yeah, the TC, it doesn't even speed you up. It just gives you, I guess it speeds you up if you're drifting. That's the only situation. And it gives you off-road, so you can take shortcuts with it, technically. Like dirt shortcuts and stuff, but yeah, this item sucks. The duration in which you're shocked is way too long. I wish it was like a quarter of the time. Maybe it wouldn't be nearly as bad because, you know, you can able to take dirt cuts and then you lose time afterwards and you lose your item afterwards as well. It would just be way more balanced if it was less time shocked. Yeah, and just the fact with TC, with the way the game works, the way that lag works, you can't actually even like strategically pass it a lot of the time. You're just guessing. You're just guessing as to where someone is on their screen, unless you're both from the same region and your lag isn't as bad. Then it can actually be kind of a mind game, and you know, you can actually have that TC battle, but a lot of the times it's just completely luck based. You just fucking drive into the wall like on your screen, and the guy's like 2 seconds behind you on your screen, but it's passing because that's where he is on his screen. You just have to guess. Like, it's so uncompetitive when you're just guessing to try to throw someone to TC. It's really annoying. Yeah, it's just really annoying because I mean it's such a terrible and destructive item that you never want, and then to add on top of that the whole lag interaction and just like being screwed over because of lag, it just really sucks. There's like a couple situations in which it's good, like the end of Sherbet, last set on Maple, like end of Sherbet lap 3, last set on Maple. If you delay your item, spam, because you can take cut and make it to the cannon. What else? Pretty much any last set if you can make it to the line, obviously. There's one, oh yeah, Parkway first set, because you can make it to the cannon and you can like cut off the spiral. It's pretty decent. But the thing is, in all those spots from like 4th to what is this, 8th, you can just pull triple shrooms or a mega, and that does the job better than TC. So it's like just outclassed even in the spots where it's decent. The only other thing cool about the TC is TC glitch, which it's like it's like good. It's good on Maple and Parkway, and Summit. It's pretty neutral. It's not good or bad because you can just take the little dirt cut. Taking double with TC is honestly easy. It's not harder. It's pretty much the same. You just have to like slow down a little bit more, be a little bit more cautious, but it's not more difficult. So it's kind of neutral on Summit. And then, yeah, last Rainbow Road, I guess. I guess it's useless on Rainbow Road. Never seen someone get TC glitch there. The only one it's kind of bad for is Mountain, because taking the shortcut is hard. But even then, being able to be at like top speed down the mountain is pretty cool. And on the bridge, it's like not that bad. We all know TC's dog shit. It's a terrible item, so it's going in F tier. Next, we have Triple Nanas, which I don't know if I'm going to put in C. I just kind of plopped it there because it's another triple item. But you can get Triple Nanas in 1 through 4. Right? Where's she at? Bam. 1 through 4. Busted in first. Super good in first. Probably decent in second. And then 3rd and 4th, you don't really care. It's like, okay, it's like whatever. I mean, don't I have to put it in C tier based on principle? Like, triple the banana. And you can pull it in the same exact spots. It's like objectively just better every time. Yeah, not much to say here other than like you can just backspam the shit out of some turns. Throw bananas off a wall and back inside it, throw a banana up on the track and then back around or whatever. Block the shortcut. Block whatever. It's like super good in first and pretty decent in second. I think I have to just put it in C tier. I'll put it behind the bomb. Yeah, I'll just keep it there. It's whatever. And then I guess I'll just put the blooper. I'll do the blooper first because it's boring. It's just a blooper. Where's Bloopy at? Right here. Same as the POW, right? Yeah, same positions as the POW, which is 5th through 9th. Blooper sucks. It does nothing. I mean, yeah, it does nothing. I don't even know what else to say. I'm putting in the bottom of D because it doesn't actively hurt you like the TC does, so it's not going into F. But yeah, it's same thing as the blue, which I talked about. Like a lot of the time, you want like shrooms in one of these spots. You just pull a blooper, and it's so fucking useless. So let's keep it at the bottom of D tier. And lastly, we have triple shrooms, and I'll put the triple shrooms up in A. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna put it above Bill or not, but I've talked about it a lot before about how it's pretty much the best item you can get in these mid-pack spots besides a Mega, which is, you know, it's true. So like from, what is this, 4th to like 7th, it's pretty much one of the items you're going to be going for. Super good on, like I said, we already talked about some of the tracks. Any of the circuit tracks, Gardens, Square, Sherbet, Grumble, Gorge, PC3, DDR, Stadium. What else? All the luck tracks. Even Maple, it's decent. Koopa Cape. Mall, kind of. Not really. A little bit. It's just good on any track. Pulling triple shrooms here. You get a lot of time. And even in the back spots where you probably want a star, even in the back of the pack, the thing is you can either just take the shortcuts you need to take, or you can just chain them, right? You can just spam them and chain for another box. And in the back of the pack, you have no risk because you're not going to be pulling a TC. I think, when does it end? TC ends in 1, 2, 3, 4, in 8th. Okay, you might be risking it in 8th, but in these spots, you have no risk. You can literally just chain your triple shrooms, get a free speed boost, and go for the next item. You're probably not going to be getting redded either, so it's literally just a free speed item in the back, and then like the item that you want in the mid pack spot, because it's gonna save your race or just carry your race, where you can just run at the very beginning. If you pull triple shrooms here and make it like alive successfully to the shortcuts, or lap 2 or 3, just being able to take the shortcuts, obviously super good. Yeah, and it's pretty much always the item you're going to be wanting to go for in the mid pack, aside from the Mega, like I said. And there's no downsides, pretty much, like I said. You can just chain it. If you want something else, you can just chain it, unlike the Golden, right? And you still get that good speed boost to break away from people. So, yeah, I'm putting it in A tier because it, like I said, has like no downsides pretty much. And you can take the shortcuts that are very good in the mid pack, and you can just do whatever you want in the back. So super versatile and just super good item. I'll just keep it behind the bullet for now. But that's pretty much it. You know, it's kind of a basic, you know, of course, like TC's bad, single green's bad, shock is good. You know, it's what you're expecting, but kind of wanted to put a little bit more thought into some of these items. Like, you know, the star, somebody might not realize how good the star is. Or like even like a single shroom, or the fact that the Golden isn't as good as these items, you know? So just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on all the items in the game. And like, this is mainly for Mogi, like I said. If this was War, like Blue Shell would be like up in S tier. Pow Block would be in S tier, you know? Or A tier or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for the 2K subs. Hope you liked the video. I'll see you later. Peace.